she moved to a different province. And when she moved to another province, it became evident that this wasn't true love. You see, when it comes to talking about regrets, and let's say there's that one person that you wish that, or felt that it could have worked out better had you taken a certain path, I think every guy has that one person, and unfortunately, that's that one person that a guy loses. So now that makes it very hard for me to answer what love is. If you're gonna put a bag of feces into a relationship, then it's gonna be a smelly ass relationship. Love, when it's still pure, is such a beautiful thing, Like I don't know, a childhood sweetheart, a high school lover, that's, what do they call it? They call it puppy love, But that's when it feels like love. But then the more you grow, finish school and into the grown level of love, is it still love? Is it still finances? What is it? Like, is it gone from love to finances? Will you be able to be kept if we ain't got the money? If she's not hot no more and can't give you kids, will you be able to stick around? Those are the more realistic fundamentals of love, I was telling a friend just a few days ago, we were talking about some guy who used to have a yellow bone, drove this massive ass Beamer, and yeah, blah 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 blah. And then I started seeing the guy open the bonnet, and I was like, shit, this is the beginning of the end of the relationship. And this was like 3-4 years ago. Remember, dude is a hustler, he's on some hustle tip, and now he's got this yellow bone, probably had a wife and kids, wabashia, and then now here he is, he's got this yellow bone, probably renting somewhere. The moment the car starts smoking is when the relationship starts looking for another lift. And then that starts affecting your work. It starts affecting like your productivity, You start thinking dumb things, like you have all your emotions attached to this thing, and good eye problem, it's alcohol. You find yourself giving up your dream. You'll find yourself not listening in boardrooms, because your phone is busy beeping. Somebody's saying, baby, what is this? The pennies that I found. Think about it. Sometimes with the hustle, remember, like we in the streets, straight up, there will be times where the income is pretty slow. You understand? So when it gets slow and you have someone on your neck, your lover, your romantic partner, realizing that the money is not coming like it used to, she's gonna leave your ass. She's gonna leave you straight up. It won't be immediate and whatever, but it will gradually, it shall. Yeah, personally, I do have experiences like that, Yeah, where you've linked up with somebody and, they want what they want, you want what you want. Now here you are integrated with this person, trying to be one thing, and that's where the problem starts. But to be honest, the purest form of love is building out of that love, And when I say building, I'm not saying tall ass buildings, but I'm just talking about just simple, a guy who lives in his heart and he's got 13 kids, he's never kissed his wife. I used to look at my grandfather, I think he used to have 13 kids, he used to have 13 kids. I've never seen that nigga bring flowers at home celebrating Valentine's or even kissing my grandmother, But somehow the babies were born, And what this dude did that I saw as love is that he always made sure, and this is it's in the 80s, we're like 3-4 years old, And this guy, the coolest, like, I was like, yo, this is love, was that bag of food that he would bring into the house to make sure that everybody eats. My mom is born and then marries my dad, And then now it's a different, like, view of love. The love was different. They were more on the romantic side. There would be R&B playing, Actually, it happened in a lot of households around the communities, This is before the divorce rate skyrocketed. You check. So there was that. I've seen birthday gifts. I've seen birthday prize, I've even seen them kiss. I don't know if it evolves with time, but you can see the contrast there. You can tell the difference between the 70s love, which are the grandparents, and the 80s love. Yo, the first time I had a romantic relationship, it was wild. It was wild. It was beautiful, It's all the shit that we adults don't have now. Yo, man, you go home, you listen to like this romantic music, you're thinking about her, I remember 011 was still the thing, Telecom, there was no cell phones, and you're waiting for her. Yeah, she's gonna be done eventually. She said you must call her at 4. Call her at 4, and then you chat, and then you go home. No. You go to your room, you think about her, and the things you're gonna say to her tomorrow, We're talking like maybe age-wise, we're talking 16, 17, No? And you meet this person, like, this is what they call butterflies in the stomach. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know what that is now. And now you're thinking about her, and then the next day you see her at school. Yeah, then like you start talking, At first you're talking dates, you've kissed, And then you say dumb shit like, yo, baby, that was magical. There was no text back then. Oh, romantic letters. Don't forget that. Romantic letters. With the romantic letters, you're writing all this thing. Yesterday, this is a letter you wrote yesterday after kissing her and shit. Speaking to her on the phone. Now you're writing a letter, Dear whoever with the heart, Yeah. Yesterday's kiss was magical, I felt the moon and the stars and the, I swear, type shit, corny but cute. You understand? It was corny but cute. So that was like the most beautifulest thing, There was no problems, there was no children, there was none of that stuff, man. It was just pure, And chances are both of you guys are virgins, And like you're planning for a special day, which never happens, But you wake up and you realize you spent 2 years with this girl, just loving her, Yeah. No fucking, no pregnancy, just loving her. You like, But like they say, good things come to an end, So are unrealistic things, because at the end of the day, we had to split, She moved to a different province, and when she moved to another province, it became evident that this wasn't true love, because now we're far apart. If it was true love, we could have waited for that moment where we reunite again or make a plan and escape, Yeah. When I realized that we're not getting back together, was not immediate. But this thing was starting to slowly fade away, The letters that you wrote for her were not as impactful, Posting it is not gonna bring her back, So it starts fading. Even the phone calls, you start hearing, that I'm not calling her every day now. Now suddenly I've got other activities, you know. You're young, you're a teenager. It really hurts. It really hurts. As much as it's a puppy love, it really hurt. It hurt. I was like, yo, she's not coming back. It hurt with hope. Unrealistically, you know. It was very unreal. You are hurt, but you've got this hope that, you know, maybe she'll come back. She's making up things as well, making up false hope. No, man, I'll speak to my parents. If I can go live with my aunt, it's not gonna work. It's gone, you know. And as soon as hope starts fading away, that's when you know it's over. You will learn with time. Some don't learn and they fade away and die, you know. College and love. Oh man, higher learning of love. Can we start with college, Itala?
Yeah.
So we can talk about the party. Yeah, there's no love there. Think about it. People are still finding themselves. You understand? You are in your, 20s? You're in your 20s and you're no longer under your parents' guidance, you know? There's no teacher telling you can't drink or smoke. You know? There's a party coming on Friday. How are you going to find love? The idea of love was partying. The idea of love was ending up in that girl's dome, you know, and getting that sugar. In college, I had too many side chicks. Yeah, too many side chicks, you know. Yes, I was seeing somebody, but it was very difficult to sustain the relationship in the most. It was very hard to be an honest man, straight up, because, like I said, you're meeting girls from all walks of life, getting exposed to parties. Some of them sleep alone in their communes and domes, you know. So that's set up. That was the idea of love. You having a girl and spending a weekend with her and then be together for like a couple of months knowing that you're going to break up, you know. People drop out. People get sent back to their provinces because they can't afford the fees anymore. You know, so that's when it gets dangerous. That's when you can't hold on to it. You need to grow up first and find yourself before you jump into those college things, because you might end up losing your mind. I'm even speaking for myself as well, you know. There's someone I think about and I'm like, yo, could have been far with this person, you know. We could have become something. We could have raised generations, generational wealth, all those things, you know. But at the same time, I try not to beat myself up. As long as we cool, we're still greeting each other every 2 years, it's okay, you know. Meet at malls, we're happy to see each other. Hey, how you doing? Whatever. Love never goes away, you know. Now comes you're done with college and now you're making your own money, right? You're independent. You want to raise a family, get married, have kids. That's dope. But remember earlier what I said about relationships and love was what you put into love is what you're going to get out of love, you know. I used to work for a call center before I got into this music thing. Actually, while I was in the music thing, I was working at this call center, and there was this dude, like, he had one of the highest positions there, you know. Stayed somewhere in Santon. The wife is a doctor, you know. They've got a big ass crib. He drives a nice ass whatever, a fat ass salary, and everything, you know. Everything, the benefits, the medical benefits, everything. He had it all. You understand? So now, in a situation like that, I mean, that's it. You got it, you know. It's time to build a fam. What would you do? Before I tell you what that dude do, you know. Okay, long story short, what he put into his relationship was what he got, because he started, how can I put this? He started flirting and taking these girls that, I don't know what position that guy had, but he was the guy that was employing the girls, you know. And now he started taking sexual advantages, you know, to hire them. They'd go on boat cruises, have orgies, and everything. You understand? That was the guy. That was the player. We saw him from work. We were like, he's a player. Then he got exposed. got fired. No, was forced to suspend. Forced resignation. Yeah, forced resignation. Forced resignation. Led to him losing the crib, because now they can't sustain it anymore because Umfazi, she's not that paid to sustain the as much as she's paid, but she won't do it alone. Napa, you go home, you cheated. Now she knows why your ass got fired. Became a divorce for Untanga. Started losing the car, started losing everything. But as soon as shit hit the fan on my side, I started revisiting that, and I was like, oh shit, I just did the same thing, I was not aware that in my own version I was doing that without having to sneak around and whatever. When I hang out with the boys, all those things. I did them for 2 years, not realizing that this was a form of escapism, You trying to break away from your pain, but your ego as a man is on some fuck it, So that's when it gets tricky. That's when it gets it becomes self-destructive. And that will cost you a relationship. It will, even though my scenario is different from what I told you, it will cost you somehow, one way or another. When you are in a situation that you're not ready for, you won't be able to keep up with what it requires from you, So my scenario was shortfalls. My scenario was me being out there more than I'm here with a relationship, Decisions you make is the lessons that you are going to learn. Like on my side, when it was over with somebody that I thought I loved and, we had it going, I went through a lot, I won't lie. The denial phase, stages of grief, the denial phase was crazy, because your mind starts playing tricks on you. You start saying, now I can go to the bars as much as I want to, I'm a free man, can get as many girls as I want without having to sneak around and whatever. When I hang out with the boys, all those things. On my side, I think a year and a half into this, 2 years, somewhere there, I was tired. It's like, can't be that guy that leaves the bar with some divorced Irish man, drinking till 2 a.m. knowing that tomorrow is a new day, you got work to do. That was affecting me. You can't sleep with all these girls because you're trying to prove a point to yourself that you still got it, or you don't need whoever that you used to have, You can't, because these girls can get you into trouble. And I think the friend part is what makes it worse, It's like, okay, you got all these niggas on your side, everything, that are filling up that emptiness, but they all gotta go home. You don't live together. They got mothers, they got wives, they got kids, The same applies to you. You go back to that empty room. So I think that's what hit me, and that's when I started decided that, I need to start loving myself. I realized that, hey man, I need to focus on what I love. And that's how and I also realized that I don't need to be loved. Actually, I need to love myself, so that when I give my love out there, it's gonna, what do they call it, reciprocation, it's gonna give me the same results, because here's the thing, people think love is a decision, they make love a decision. Actually, you can't meet somebody and then 6 months later you are like, hey man, I was thinking last night, I think I'm in love with you, What the fuck kind of a decision like that? Love should develop. Love is what you should be finding inside of yourself. While you're busy building yourself, it's okay. You can see people. You can do whatever, I mean, we men, we've got feelings, It's okay to do that. But now, don't take 100% of your heart and put it all in there, Because Once all that is gone, you will not have something to bounce back on. So my hope is, especially for the young ones, you know, my kids, other people's kids, just the young ones, all of the young ones, don't try to rush into love, you know. Love is something that you're born with. Love is something that you shape and perfect. You understand? By doing that, true love will draw itself towards you. It will draw itself towards you instead of you running to all these wrong places. That's how I'm looking at it. Ask yourself one question. Mine as a human being. What do you love? What are your passions? What are your hustles? What is your direction? As a man, how do you want your household to be structured? What rules are going to be applied there? You know, that's the kind of focus that at my age, that's how I'm starting to look at it, you know. If we do this, it's either we're going to build, not play around. Not play around. So, you know what? Across paths with a lot of people, you know. Like I said, we spoke from high school to college to, you know, to workplace and all these things. And funny enough, like, I'm still cool with people I used to be with back then, you know. There is that decency. We do follow each other on these social media, some of them, you know. There's that bunch, and then there's a bunch where everything just faded. Hey, let's keep it that way. That's what I would say to them. Let it stay that way, because clearly wherever they are, whatever they're up to must be working for them, you know. So my thinking is that let bygones be bygones. Like they say, good things come to an end, yeah? So are unrealistic things.